Hi everybody, it's Dr. Sara Gottfried, and I am here with Kristy, who just has been in our detox, and I wanted to share some of her experiences with you. So Kristy, thank you so much for joining us today. I wanted to start off by just asking you, what made you decide to do our detox?
Well, I had a friend from church who's always in shape and very health conscious, who for Mother's Day was going to start the cleanse, and I hadn't thought of a Mother's Day gift. To be honest, my husband was kind of bothering me about it. And I said, well, I didn't have any expectations. I said, I guess I'll try this detox with my friend who had been telling me about it. I like to do that for a gift. And so that was really kind of basically it. I just followed in her footsteps. She's healthy. I wanted to be healthy. So that was pretty much it.
I love it. And I think we can hear some kids in the background. So you were looking for a Mother's Day gift. Clearly you're a mother.
14, 12, and 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I wanted to know a little bit about your experience in the detox. Did you have cravings?
No, not at all. And that was really surprising because sadly I had lived my life by cravings for several years. A little bit about me, I had a baby 2 years ago, and I just could not shed the weight. And it was so frustrating for me. And at one point, I had just given up on dieting and being healthy and losing weight because everything I tried just backfired so horribly. And so I just pretty much resigned to, well, if I like it and it tastes good, I'm going to eat it. And that's where I was. So I was really surprised on the detox. I didn't have any cravings. They all went away. And my biggest craving is sugar.
Gotcha. I think that's true for a lot of women. They've experienced the same thing. What about with getting off of caffeine, alcohol, gluten? How was that for you?
Well, that's very interesting. I didn't really drink a lot of alcohol because I breastfed for so long. So alcohol wasn't really an issue for me. Caffeine, coffee was. I was an all-day coffee drinker, probably because my toddler likes to get up in the middle of the night and keep me up for an hour at a time or more. So I was really... I rely a lot on caffeine to try to get through the day, get through the morning. I weaned off that, and the weaning really helped because when I tried to go cold turkey, I had horrible headaches. And I thought I couldn't do this. So when you instructed us to really wean during those initial pre-week before the detox began, that helped me get off coffee. That was tough. Now for gluten, this is the biggest shock I had on the detox. I had no idea what gluten was really doing to my body because I love bread. I loved bread. But I noticed as soon as the gluten went away, my energy literally went through the roof. I felt like I was in my 20s again. I'm not even exaggerating. And it was so crazy. The energy I had wasn't like this weird, spiky energy like, a sugar high or coffee. I mean, it was like really true energy. I could feel something in me changing. It's kind of weird. And I don't want to sound like it was something spiritual or kind of hokey. But I mean, I woke up and I felt like, wow, I mean, strange things. Like my balance was better. My head was clear. I didn't have memory problems. And I said, wow, losing the gluten really changed a lot. I mean, I was most surprised by that.
That's interesting, and I wonder if maybe the gluten had something to do with your thyroid, because each of these things that we remove impact some of your hormones and metabolism, and it sounds like that was really a powerful one for you.
It certainly was. It certainly was. And dairy was also big too. When we did the detox later in the week, and I tried to reintroduce cheese of all things, I had a horrible allergic reaction. The sinuses started draining. I felt tired. I started sneezing. I had no idea. I just had no idea, and I wouldn't have known that my body was reacting to those things if I had not done the detox.
That's great. So it sounds like you really use this detox as a tool to learn a lot about your body. And, I think what's so stunning, Kristy, is you've had just a dramatic experience in terms of the weight loss, the inches lost, the boost in energy. Can you share that with our listeners?
Yes. I don't want to get emotional because that's silly, but
It's okay to get emotional. It's totally okay.
Okay, we're a bunch of women here. I guess I can.
Yes.
This detox literally changed everything for me because after the baby, when I couldn't shed the weight, I felt so self-conscious and so defeated. I'd always been athletic in college, and I was very concerned about my weight. And when I just couldn't get over whatever was the issue, and I really gave up, I stopped visiting friends. I stayed at home a lot, and I was reluctant to, meet someone for coffee, meet someone for lunch, just go out with my girlfriends or do these kind of things because I was so aware of how different I looked. And even old friends would mention, wow, you really changed, but I knew what they were saying. And with the detox, the energy spiking, me feeling more confident, suddenly going for a run that I hadn't done since my college years, I just had all this energy and all this confidence, and it just was a beautiful moment because I really felt like I have my life back. I have my life back, I have my health back, I have my body back. And yes, I have a long road ahead, but I have just had this miraculous change that I didn't even expect. I just thought I was going on a simple detox. I really didn't expect everything that's happened. And I have to tell you, I just got back from vacation where I visited probably 10 friends that I haven't seen in years. And it was beautiful.
I'm getting misty just hearing your story. It means so much to me that you have had such a great experience, and that, as we reset these hormones and metabolism and we go through these different cycles of giving up the gluten and the dairy and the sugar and the alcohol, that you've had such an impact in your body and how it's affected your self-esteem and your confidence. I mean, that's one of the things that happens around women in weight, especially after the babies, when it's so hard to lose the weight. Now, what's the total weight loss that you've had to date?
To date, 33 pounds.
Wow.
33 pounds, and that is, literally in the first week of the detox, I lost maybe 2 or 3 pounds. But then in the second week after the pre-cleanse, literally the weight dropped. I would get up every morning and get on the scale, and 3 or 4 pounds were gone, and I was not working out. I was amazed. By the end of the 3 weeks, I lost 17. By the end of the first month, 22. And now I think we're into almost the third month, and I'm at 33. But I did not work out on vacation. And I did not work out the week before that because I wasn't feeling well. But what I've noticed is that if I work out, it's great, and I feel good. But what is really keeping the weight off and keeping the scale moving is the detox. It has, as you instructed us, it has become my baseline diet. And what I love about it is if I go off and I detox, maybe, I have, like on vacation, I have some ice cream with the kids, trying to celebrate seeing a friend. I feel terrible. And then as soon as I come back and I eat the good food, the lean meats, the kale, all the wonderful food I've been introduced to, I feel better.
Yes.
I feel that food as fuel, that energy that comes from that. I don't feel tired anymore. I don't feel drained. Like, I can't wait for a nap. I can't wait till my baby goes to sleep so I can sleep. Now my baby sleeps and I get work done. It's just changed everything. I just can't stress that enough.
Even your husband, he's noticed the difference.
Yes, I went to my 20th high school reunion, and my husband said, "You look hot."
Ah, I love that.
Yes, I haven't said that in a long time. Don't tell him I told you that.
Well, I appreciate you sharing something so intimate that's really powerful. And, one of the goals with this 21-day program is that we change belly fat. So that visceral fat, as we geeks like to call it, the belly fat, which tends to make it even harder to lose weight. You've really seen a difference in terms of your waist size, right? Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. That was one of the things I struggled with is after the baby, I still looked pregnant for the longest time. And it really made me self-conscious because people would ask if I was expecting the next one. And I just hated that. And I would tell them, no, I'm just expecting fat. I'm not expecting a baby. So when I started the detox and I noticed the weight coming off, you suggested, we need to take measurements before and inches were even greater than the weight. And I'll have to look at my calculations again, but the last time it was 14 inches off my weight, which is huge. I don't look pregnant anymore.
Awesome.
Fabulous. Fabulous. I'm probably most excited about that.
That's great. I love it. So what about going to the grocery store? You know, a lot of people, when they first start off on my 21-day program, it's a big change, right? I'm taking away all these foods that are your go-to foods. What was it like going to the grocery store? Was that tough? Was the shopping list helpful? How did that go?
Oh, the shopping list was essential. I wouldn't have known what to buy. The shopping list was so important. You know, I kind of joked with my husband that kale used to be a garnish on the plate that he ever ate. Now it's like my main staple. Hold on one second. Would you please turn down the TV, son? Sorry, they're watching cartoons. But yes, at the grocery store, the first week, it wasn't tough. It was new, and I wasn't quite sure what to buy. So your recommendations were spot on, because I'm lucky enough to live next to a grocery store that's really kind of a health food store too.
Good.
And they had the wild caught Alaskan salmon. They had, you know, organic stuff. They had the quinoa, which I'd never even had before. They had, let's see, what else did I buy that first week? I bought all kinds of stuff. Oh, I bought rice crackers. I'd never had anything that was gluten-free. All this stuff was new. I bought tons of fruits and vegetables. The first time ever I left my grocery store, and my grocery cart was filled with lean meat, vegetables, grains I had never had or heard before. I can't even pronounce quinoa. I was walking around the store asking people for quinoa. No one could help me. No one knew what I was saying.
I used to pronounce it that way too, Kristy.
No, I love it. I think it's great. And it was kind of an adventure for me. And maybe some people don't like new things, but I'm open to adventure. And I loved looking at the recipes on the Facebook group and trying them out and posting my own and just seeing all these new concoctions. I had a lot of fun with the cooking. But it was definitely different. And when I came home with all this new stuff, my kids and husband at first were like, "What are you doing to us? What is this stuff? Where are the chips? Where are the cookies? Where's the coffee?" It's all gone. You should see my pantry now. It's completely organized and labeled. Beautiful.
I love it. I love it. Now, I want to ask you, I've got a question here that my team, I have to put on my glasses for it. Oh, yes. So you're also in graduate school at Rice University. So, and yet you've juggled being a mom, being a graduate student, and doing this detox. Now, most people, when they hear about my 21-day program, they're just like, "Oh, can I fit it in?" So tell us, how did you do that? How was it to try to fit it in?
Well, I immediately got a water bottle, the kind of tin can canteen, you know, the big ones, because I knew I'd be drinking a lot of water.
Yes.
That was something new for me. I was an all-day coffee drinker. Water was something I only used in the shower. So drinking water all the time was something new. I got a tin can. That was easy. Cooking my own food and keeping the leftovers. At first, none of my kids were eating the leftovers, so that was no problem. Now they're eating them. The only thing that was difficult was trying to make the smoothies transportable.
Yes.
Trying to make them ahead of time and having them taste fresh and good. But I did get a thermos with a lid. It's nice and cool, so that's not a problem anymore. I didn't really have a problem with juggling everything because I've been in grad school and then undergrad for several years. It was just something else to do. But now I'm writing my thesis. I just don't have a problem with adding it in. It just hasn't been an issue for me. It's not time consuming. The first shopping trip was different, but as soon as I learned what I liked and where things were located in the store, I mean, when you go grocery shopping, you get into a groove. Okay, I need cat food, I need trash bags, I need quinoa, I need this, I need that. So, I mean, it just wasn't a big deal for me. So I never experienced, like, difficulty like, oh, how do I fit this in? My life's just not that hectic, thank goodness.
That's great. And it also sounds like you got so much energy out of the 21-day program that it allowed you to accomplish more maybe. And just to, that feeling of being back in your body, I think is so powerful. It affects everything. For me as a mother, it affects my parenting. It affects my relationship with my husband. It affects, what I'm able to do each day. So I really hear that part. So, Kristy, if there's someone who's listening who's thinking about maybe doing this detox, what would you tell them?
First of all, I would tell them, don't be intimidated by eliminating the 5. A lot of people that I talk to are like, whoa, I can't get rid of coffee, or I love bread, or I can't get rid of cheese. First of all, don't be intimidated by that, because the first week you slowly wean off everything, and you'll notice changes immediately. And then within the 3 weeks, just keep telling yourself, it's only 3 weeks. But what you're going to find out is, within that 3 weeks, you are doing something beautiful for your body. You are going to get help like I got that I hadn't had in years. The energy is amazing, and it's true energy. It's not that spiky caffeine energy. And I felt so good, not just from the energy, but that I did something good for my body. I just can't praise it enough. And I would tell anyone, it's just 21 days. It's just 21 days. You can do it. And it was never at any point was I like, when is this over? I never felt that way, which is why I'm still on it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to thank you, Dr. Sara. Thank you so much. And the webcast that you did just kept me encouraged and enthusiastic. I mean, I just can't stop singing your praises, which is really silly. But even when I went on vacation last week and I saw all these old friends and family, they were all like, what are you doing? What is different? And I would tell people, you just got to try it. You just got to try it for yourself.
I love it. Well, Kristy, you are such an inspiration, and just looking at you as you talk, I can see how bright the whites of your eyes are, even though you're a little misty as you talk about, these things that are so important to us as women, how we feel in our bodies and, how we feel when we visit friends. And instead of asking us, why we look, they ask, what are you doing? I want to do what you're doing. I think that's so powerful. So any last words you want to share with our listeners before we say goodbye?
I think the greatest benefit out of all of this, of course, it's wonderful for me, but everything in our home has changed. Like when I was telling you about how our pantry is organized and different and labeled and beautiful, we've joined a gym. We go to a gym as a family. We never did that. At nights when the sun is setting, we go for walks. In the morning, we get up, go for a stroller ride, burn some calories, sweat. This is something we never did 6 months ago. Our pantry was full of Twinkies, and we were okay with that. I went into the detox not expecting anything, and I've been so surprised and so blessed and so amazed. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sara.
My pleasure. Thank you, Kristy, for joining us for this detox. And I love how you finished with talking about your family, because I think it all comes back to connection. Oh my gosh, hello.
Say hi.
So sweet. So I love how you're exercising together. That's really how you put these hormones and metabolism to work for you again. Insulin and leptin and estrogen, you really are getting these hormones into balance, and I can see it in your face. So congratulations, Kristy. I'm so happy to have had this time with you. And thanks for sharing your story.
Yes, absolutely. It's been my pleasure. Thank you again, Dr. Sara.
Okay, we'll let you go be with your family. Bye, Kristy. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.